And we're flooded again. It's not fit for man or beast out there today. Just when you think there's no God, something like that happens. Storm has ended and in comes the cavalry. Every limbo boy and girl all around. You should have seen your face. I can't go into there. Stop! 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 So that was my bad.
Hey, what do you say? This whole town could be red by the end of the day. If you feel alright, we can throw it and drive. With the radio up so loud they can hear us from miles. Me and you, nothing to lose. I feel it in my soul. So let's let the good times roll.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to Magnolia Beach. We've been here for, I don't know, a week?
Just over a week.
Just over a week.
Yep.
It's been pretty good. Had a tough day yesterday. A lot of rain. Welcome, everyone, to Magnolia Beach. In the middle of a pretty good thunderstorm. And we're flooded again. It's coming down in sheets. It's not fit for man or beast out there today. So you can see it just what it does is it floods like this, then all of a sudden it creates a breach and the water runs out. What you hope is it doesn't do it underneath your camper, because this breach over here, that happened in the last storm. It's a good thing it did, because, well, look at where the water is now, and you imagine where it was before that breach happened. And when the breach happened, we thought it was pretty cool. The water's all bubbling up and running out to the ocean. We were walking the other day, and Sue said, "What if that was our camper over there?" And I said, "Yeah, we would have been in a jam." It wasn't constant, but when it came down, it was big time. And we had some flooding, and we didn't pick up a lot of solar yesterday. So we started the day here today 45%. And it's not even noontime, we're up to 57, and we've been turning at times 16, 70, and then the sun goes in and you don't get a lot. But I think we're going to get back to, I don't know, I can't guess, because it depends on how much that sun stays out. I do know, I've been saying for 2 days, 3 days, we might have to run the generator, and so far we've escaped that. Now the folks around us, they've been running their generators. Well, I guess we hit a good number when we put up our panels and our batteries. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. Today, I said, I'm going to fix that flagpole again, which I thought I had it already fixed. You're probably getting tired of hearing about this. Oh, I just heard somebody tune out. It's not that bad, but here's where the problem lies. I had to actually take the whole eagle and everything off the pole to be able to fix this. That Loctite I put on, if you saw the other video, it worked good. It didn't loosen up. But what did happen, let's see if I can do this, maybe if I put this down. Here's what did happen. The nut that I epoxied onto the top flange or coupler of the flagpole goes right here, and it hits this. Well, it's plastic, of course, and that moves just a little bit, and before you know it, it gets loose up there. So I said, the nut didn't get loose, and the nut that I epoxied in worked great. I'm happy with that. I said, I'll go get a flat washer, a fender washer rather, 1/2 inch, and we'll put that on here. And then I got another one that I put up here. See if we can see it better there. So where we're contacting the plastic now, we've got something to go against. I think that's going to solve that. but it created a new problem. I'll take you out and show you that. You can see how the ground is still muddy from yesterday. This was a pond out here. As a matter of fact, look at what the water did. There was so much water running so fast. Sue said, I gotta go out and take a look at that. I wonder how deep that is. This was as flat as the rest of the beach yesterday morning. And look at what it did. It just cut a channel right out to the ocean. I know it's not, rocks and gravel and everything, so it's easy to get rid of it, but it opened that right up. And Sue said to me, what if we were parked right there? And I said, it could have happened where we are. I mean, we were at the other end of the puddle. If it didn't, more than a puddle, it was more like a little pond out here. These guys, they come out here and they leave their stuff all over the place. It could have done it at this end, and then we'd have been in trouble. So we got lucky. We escaped that one. All right, I'm going to take you over and show you what I was talking about with the issue that arose after I get rid of my trash. Now you can hear the generator running in the background. That's not bad. That guy hasn't been running his generator. He's got a few panels up on top. It's just that we didn't have sun yesterday. The people on the other side that probably left the beer can on the ground, that was the guy that I showed you pulled this trailer in parallel with the ocean, and they ask you on the signage, it says to park perpendicular. Well, I didn't realize what he was doing, but the way that he parked was actually for a reason. His buddy came in after and parked with him, and so really they didn't take up any more space than if you would have parked two going this way. So, worked out. I just didn't know what was going on. Problem is, the buddy that he came with, or that came after, ran his generator all day and all night. It never stopped. And it's too bad because they were really nice people, nice family. The kids were playing, they were quiet. As far as that goes, they were fishing, they were flying kites, they were swimming, but run the generator day and night. Anyway, back to our little flag project. So this is the piece that goes on the top and the eagle screws into it. We epoxied nuts inside and outside. That looks like it's working. But then there's two screws that go in through the flagpole on each side, and look at what we got. This thing was sitting there and it was loose up there, and I said, you know what, I got to take that thing down and see what's going on. Well, it got all busted up. I got to tell you that I'm in and out on this. I think a lot of this was created by yours truly, by the eagle not being used with Loctite in the beginning, and the thing was dancing around. I lost one light, and the saga. So I think I created some of this in the beginning. Although I didn't see this fractured the other day, so I'm wondering if this stuff is really made to be going up and down the road. It's really made to be stationary in your yard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put screws higher up. The situation is, if I put screws higher up, yeah, there's some room in there, right? When you go through, you can see there's a space on each side, so when the heads go through, if they stuck out a little bit up here, I think we'll be okay. Now, where I'm going to go through, it's going to go into the heavier plastic here and there, and we're dealing with plastic. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to take a hole saw and cut out of a 2x4 a piece or a plug that'll go in here and fit tight, and I'll just clean things up so it'll sit in there proper, and then I'll screw right through there into the wood and the plastic. So we'll see how that goes. Well, that's the thought. So let me see what we can do. So here's my thought. That we'll take either a 7/8 hole saw, which to me looks like it might just work, because remember, not working with the outside, we're working with the inside when it cuts, but it's going to make it a little smaller. That might be loose in there. If it is, then we'll take 1 1/8, that's my next one up, which will be a little big, and then I'll just put a couple of grooves in the side to slide past here. But I'm going to have to clean up in there. You can see I got epoxy all over the place, because when I did this, I wasn't worried about anything. let's go try that. A plug looks like it's probably going to work. It's just about the right size. I wish it was just a tad tighter, but it's right there. So what I got to do is clean this up inside. That's where the task is at hand. I was thinking if I had a Dremel, I could get in there and do a good job. Then I thought about, what about the hole saw that I just cut the plug out with? Well, that's actually too big on the outside. If I go down to the next size, which is 3/4, that fits loose in there, and I can actually use it maybe as a Dremel. You're probably not being able to look down in there, but this might have been a stroke of genius. If I put it up where you can see, then I can't see. You see? Wow. I'm telling you, that might be the ticket. That's pretty darn good. We're right down where the nut is, if you can see that. Well, it got cleaned out pretty darn good in there. I'm happy with that. And this feels like it fits pretty darn good. Now, once I put it in there, it's pretty much going to stay because it's going to get wedged in. I can't drill my holes out here. I got to go up at the flagpole and drill them because it's got to go through the flagpole, then into there. A lot of times you'll see me using in my project a self-centering VIX bit, which is just a brand name VIX. What we're going to use here is, well, this is a fuller bit, but it's a tapered bit that'll countersink at the same time. And you set it accordingly. I didn't have to reset it because it looks like it's pretty good right there. So what we'll be able to do is go into the plastic a little bit. We're not going to go all the way because I want that to go into the wood where we haven't drilled at all. But it'll create a nice pilot hole. It won't split anything. And I think this is a game that's going to be won by 30 seconds. Patience, patience, patience. Gotta go easy because you're cutting new threads into a place. In and out. Introduce that screw easy. It's really about getting the head to go in a little further. That's definitely better. That probably will do it. Probably. Maybe. You might be a winner. I'm starting to get sprinkles on me. I'm hoping. And that's flush. Okay, now, to win this game, we got to be able to open that up over it without breaking it. I mean, I can spread it more, but I'm trying not to break it. Just when you think there's no God, something like that happens. So the last thing we got to do, and I think maybe I'll do it before I put this back on. I'm going to put Loctite on there. I don't know, is that going to help me? I guess it would be better if it was still taped up. Nah, what's the difference? Pull this tape off. That'll allow this to go down. See, the tape goes on because once this lock collar's off, this thing can drop down. Okay, like that. Okay, so now I gotta get some Loctite and my eagle in the light. Well, it's starting to rain. So I'm gonna put some tape on here so this don't get wet. And I gotta pick up my tools. And then once the rain passes, I can go back and put my Loctite and the eagle up. I gotta get my tools put away. The rain has ended. So I want to get this wrapped up. I had to wait because even though it stopped raining, it started raining again, and it can't be wet or get wet. So we're good now. The washers are on as I showed you before, top and bottom. And now we'll get some Loctite on here. And boy, that Loctite worked because I had a hard time getting this thing to come out. get this down, and I think we're going to have a success this time. I said that the last time. I hope I never make a video about this flagpole ever again. I'm as tired of it as you are, believe me. I don't know. I think a lot of it was brought on by me. But if they made a better product, then we wouldn't be having this conversation either. But I'm still going to take responsibility for some of the things that I did. Okay, the light's nice and tight. I'm going to call that a success. Storm has ended and in comes the cavalry. Gonna fix this mess right up. Clean up the problems that we had here from the water. It was a pretty big breach, and they just gather up a little sand from here, there, and everywhere, bring it over and fill it in. Next little task is this has let go again for about the third time. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I've been using this Gorilla maximum strength construction adhesive, good for indoor, outdoor. I don't know. It kind of works. Anyway, we're going to get it cleaned up again. I'll scrape this all off, and then we're going to clean it and re-adhere it. Hope for the best. The other day I couldn't even push it in. Now it's sitting in the sun and it goes in pretty good. What I was worried about is if I put glue on it and stuff, and put tape on it, it won't hold it in, it'll push it out. But today I think that'll work out just fine. So let me get this cleaned up and we'll goop it up. It's all pretty much cleaned up. The next part of the equation is, how could I hold that in? Tape just doesn't do a good job, you know, because you tape into this, which is part of what you're trying to hold in. So my thought is, I'll take this piece of 2x4, put it underneath this lip so it won't push up. It's pretty much stay in place. And that'll hold that in. Well, holds it in pretty good there. I mean, I could put it on there, but we'll see. Maybe I will put it on there. And then what I was going to do is back the car over here and use these poles to apply a little pressure to it. One end to the other. Probably this end will go up that way, and these ends will go against the car. Of course, I'll need something against the car so we don't do damage there. I'll figure that out. And I'm just going to drill a couple of holes here, boom, that I can put these in. So we're not going to drill all the way through. I just want to drill to have a place so that it seats, maybe like half an inch or something, maybe an inch. And then I'll pop that plug out of there, and it'll be a hole. But we won't do any damage to the camper. Alright, let's find something to pop that out of there. Well, let's see if this pry bar will work. If I can get it in there, it probably will. Yes, sir. After giving this a little thought, this is what I've come up with. This can go right against here. It won't do any damage. Then we'll just extend these out. Like so. Boom. I think it's going to work. Do that with both of these and we're going to be happy. So I put tape on here. Once I get this cleaned up, I'll come over with the tape to hold the 2x4 in place, and then I'll apply pressure to it. Then I might take the tape off, because I do want to be able to get back up here and, you know, trowel it or whatever I need to do to make it look good. Which reminds me, I need to see what I need to work with, if it's denatured alcohol or isopropyl or what to clean up with. Okay, we'll clean this up. I just read the tube. Isopropyl is the preferred chemical to clean up with. So we can use that to fix any little mishaps that we have. Okay. The good thing about this is it doesn't run all over the place. The bad thing about this is it's hard to get it to go down inside. You almost have to place it there. So we'll have to work at this a little bit. Really want it to get down inside there, so it's not just at the top. Will we win this little task? I hope so. I don't know why there isn't some kind of a fastener here, some kind of clip, some kind of screw, some kind of something. Because this is, I don't know. It's an RV, man. Jeez. I don't want to make a mess here, but I got to get it to flow down. And we got some cleaning to do here. It's settling down in there, which is exactly what I want it to do. Problem is, if there's too much that stays at the top, when I push this in, it's going to go all over the place. So I really want it to go down. If I could go straight up and down, it would be better. I'm trying to stay away from the tape. Alright. I think we're going to have to live with that. I had a little red cover for the adhesive. That's gone. And it's so darn moist around here. Take a glove off. It's hard to get one back on. Life at the ocean, eh? Oh my gosh. Don't try to make time. This might be a good time for you to go give it the old up yours if you're getting anything out of any of these. And maybe you'll subscribe. I sure would appreciate it. Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. So as long as it's still free flowing, yeah, the isopropyl works pretty darn good. Wouldn't want to waste too much time waiting though, because it is setting up. This wind really is something to work around. Alright, I think it's time. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for to see if this is going to work. So all the tape wants to do is just hold a 2x4 in place to get the bars up there. This is where you find out if your ideas are going to work or not. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. That's a lock point. This wasn't very well thought out. Boy, that is close to that lock point. There. Okay. Now the idea is to get in there and trowel that. It's cleaning up pretty good. You just can't let it set too much. If you can think of another adhesive that would be better suited for this, please let me know in the comments, because this is the third time I use this particular stuff, and it's limited success, we'll say. I don't want an excessive amount here. Normally I would go back and push forward when I'm doing something like this, but the gap is a little bigger than will allow me to do that, because I'll just dig in. So we'll do it the old-fashioned way. And just hope that settles down there. Leave it. It's close enough. It's not beautiful. but I think it'll hold it to go down the road. Well, I think that's going to take care of this little project. Somewhat of a success. Am I 100% happy with it? No. But if it doesn't flap going down the road, that's a success. Okay, we just got to shut that camera off. We'll do the limbo. Every limbo boy and girl all around. You should have seen your face. I can't go into there. So it came out pretty good. I'm happy with it. I mean, it doesn't look bad. Got a few rough spots. It's a little not as nice as I would like it right there, but yeah, it's fine. And it's time to go and put our light up in the cab of the truck for Scully. I like to put it up there once a day, at the end of the day, of course, and we light them up. People seem to like it. They come by, they wave to him. And he gets scared at night, so. Good. See you tomorrow, Scully. You don't say much. Well, we're making good headway and getting ready to leave. But we didn't want to stay over here. First of all, we couldn't. We were too close to the trailer, and we needed to find a place that we wouldn't be in the mud. I think we found it. What do you think?
We'll see.
We're going to find out together. Get our ramps out and put the car up. We're getting to the point where we're coming down to the short list of what's left to go. Yeah, there's a lot you have to do when you go to a place like this for a while. It took a while to get the bags put away. Now, you wouldn't normally have to do that, but because we stayed this long, we needed water. So we did what we had to do, and it was worth it. But, all right, get our ramps out and get ready to go. So Sue's going to park the truck for us over here on the side because we still have some loading to do, and it'll be best if it's right over here. Stop! 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 No air in the suspension.
So what do I do, Ray?
Push the button. No.
Oh. So what changed?
Boom.
Did
I had the air dropped from what we were doing.
Oh.
And I thought not your fault. Give it a second. Give it a second.
God, Raymond.
So that was my bad. There you go. Now we're talking. This is all mud here, even though it hasn't rained in a couple of days. She's doing a good job. She's following the hand signals. That's good. What a way to end the day. Scully's in the driver's seat, ready to drive the smart car tomorrow. He's all loaded up. And look at that sunset saying goodbye to us from Magnolia Beach. What a way to end the day. It was a wonderful trip.